Hi everyone, welcome to week 22 of pregnancy, your 30-minute full body workout. Make sure you have a mat and some water nearby if you get dehydrated. And just a reminder to join our community and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll start with a bit of a warm-up in standing, and our first exercise is just a kick forward with a reach. So your trunk is going to twist as you reach for that opposite toe, and you should feel a little bit of a stretch in that calf or hamstring. So 4 more, 3, 2, 1, wide open feet, toes pointed out, plie down to the mat, and then reach up towards the ceiling. As you reach up, really extend out of that chest, out of that waist. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Keep those legs there and just swing those arms, one over, one under, as we just get those shoulders moving. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You'll then want to turn to the side. You're lunging back, lifting same arm as back leg here, and then switching to the other side. Keep a bit of tension in the abdominals to help with your balance in this position. And if you can add a little bit of a side bend towards your front leg. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Back to the beginning into those leg kicks with a little bit of a twist. As always, breathing throughout. 3, 2, 1. Legs wide open, toes pointed out, touch the ground, and then stretch those arms to the ceiling. You don't have to go as low. You could do a mini plie and a reach. 3, 2, stretch those arms up, and 1. Keep the legs where they are, and just swing those arms, one over, one under. Keeping that breath going. Just 2 more. And 1. And then turn to the side. We step back into a lunge. Add that side bend if you can. So you should feel this really stretch in the front thigh area of that back leg. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. And coming back to center, just take a nice deep breath in as we move into a little bit of leg work. The first exercise is in a squat position, so have those feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Sit back down into your squat, and we're holding this squat position as we alternately lift one heel, push it down, other heel, push it down. And we keep switching from side to side. Try to keep those hips nice and low. Your weight is on your heels, so not too far forward. And you should feel those quads working in this position. For 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing up, bring those heels together, toes pointed out. And I really want you to think of twisting those thighs out so there's tension in those glutes. And we come up into a heel raise and then slowly back down. As you lift those heels off the floor, keep the knees pointing out. Keep trying to twist those legs outwards as you squeeze those glutes. So you also should feel the inner thighs working to keep those legs rotated. So it's a slow and controlled movement, making sure the heels touch when they come back together at the end. 5 more. 4, 3, 2.
Any ideas?
1. We turn to the side into a single leg deadlift. So weight on one leg, tension in those abdominals so they're braced. You're going to hinge forward on one side. At the top, you're going to give one pulse of that back leg and then come back to a standing balance position. Hinge, keeping that back straight, pulse up and return to standing. And we just keep repeating that movement. Your supporting leg is slightly bent at the knee, not straight. And I'm trying to make sure that both hips keep facing the mat. Just 2 more. Ooh, as my balance starts to go, touch center if you need to restore that balance with both feet on the mat. Last one. And we switch to the other side. Hinge forward. So if you find that you're really struggling to balance, you don't have to go so low. You can bend to about a 45-degree angle, pulse that hip up, and then return to a balanced position. So keep it in the range that you can control. 3 more. Squeeze that glute at the top. Bring those feet back down to the mat between reps if you need to. And 1. Back to center. We start again with a squat and an alternate heel lift. Now that we're nice and warmed up, these exercises should come a little bit easier. Keep the hips low, keep sitting back into those heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing up. Bring those heels together. Twist those legs outwards as you squeeze the glutes and come up into a calf raise or heel raise position. Up. Think about driving the heels forward even as you lift those heels up. So this works all of the muscles around the hip, especially some of those deep rotators, which are important for hip stability and control of fine movements. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Slowly down, turn to the side into your single leg deadlift. Down, pulse that hip up, balance. We've got 8 on each side. Both hips facing the mat. 4 to go. As you come up, squeeze the glute of that standing leg. 2. Last one. Switch to the other side. To help with that balance, focus on a spot on the floor in front of you. And throughout that movement, keep those abdominals braced. So there's tension in that torso area. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and up. We're going to kneel back into a kneeling position with one leg forward, one leg back. Make sure that pelvis is slightly tucked under. Flatten those ribs. We've got tension in those abdominals. Lift up the toes, or lift up the heel of that back leg, supporting yourself on your toes at the back. And the movement is coming up into a lunge and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And we've just got 3 of those to do in total. You can have your hands behind your head, and we'll go again. Up, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Breathe. One more 10-second hold. Up, hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. We'll do a little bit of mobility before switching to the other side. You're going to push those hips forward and then sit them back. Forward, and back. As you push the hips forward, feel the front thigh of that back leg stretch. As you sit back, feel the hams and the calf stretch. 3, 2, 1. And switch sides. So start by getting in position, tuck that pelvis slightly under, flatten through the ribs, brace those abdominals, and we lift up. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. A few seconds break before we repeat again. Lift up, hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Almost there. One more hold. Up, hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Move into that mobility sequence. Push the hips forward and then sit back. Keep that back straight, chest open for both movements. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to bring the knees together and lower yourself down onto your elbows into a plank, or onto your hands into a plank position. Hips are a little bit forwards of the knees. And in this position, instead of letting the belly hang out, I want you to think of bringing that baby closer to your spine as you flatten your ribs. The movement in this position is an opposite shoulder touch and switching from side to side as we maintain that abdominal tension and try not to let the belly button poke or cone outwards. You'll notice that I'm also trying to not let my hips shift from side to side. So, no swaying. The only movement is hand touch. Just 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Relax a little bit. We're going to repeat that. We're going to do 20 shoulder touches in total. If you can do this in a full plank without letting that belly button hang out or cone, then feel free to step it up. Bring those hips forward. Draw that baby a little bit closer towards you, and we touch shoulder to shoulder. Keep both hips facing the mat. Halfway. Have a look down. Make sure that baby is still hugged close towards you instead of pushing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. turn onto your side now as we move into a kneeling plank, or kneeling side plank rather. Push out of that bottom shoulder. You're going to lift those hips up, squeeze the glutes as you push the hips forwards. Hand comes behind the head. And the movement here is a twist and open back out. So elbow towards opposite hand. As we keep those hips lifted. 6 more to go. Four more. 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Pulse the hips up towards the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips down. Swing those legs around. We repeat on the other side. Elbow down. Push out of that bottom shoulder. Hips up. Flatten the ribs. Brace those abdominals. And we twist elbow to mat. Just the upper half of that body twisting. You can do this in a full plank position if you can. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. And now you're pulsing those hips up towards the ceiling for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hips down. From here, you'll turn to sit with your hands behind you, fingers pointing backwards. We're going to work a little bit on our glutes here. So the movement is a lifting of the hips to the ceiling. You're going to cross one leg over the other, and we're going to bring the hip down to the mat and then squeeze it up towards the ceiling. So the work here is happening in that glute as you push the hips up and squeeze. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep hips up. Just switch to the other side and we repeat. Down and up. Keep a bit of tension in those abdominals. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Just let the knees fall out to the side for a quick little break as you hinge forwards. We're going to head back into that position for a slightly different move. This one is a leg lift. So hands behind you, hips to the ceiling. And this time we're lifting one leg up, extending it, bending it, and down. Lift, straighten, bend, down. So as that one leg lifts, the opposite hip keeps pushing up towards the ceiling. You can do this lying on your back if it's comfortable. If this is a bit too much pressure for the wrists and shoulders. One more, each side. Last one. And relax. Open those knees. Breathe for a bit. Hinge forwards. Right, so now we know the movements. We'll go through both of those exercises once more. We'll do 8 lifts on each side and then 8 knee lifts in total. Hips behind you, hands behind you, and hips up. Cross that leg over, down and up. Just 8 on each side. Squeeze at the top. Two more. Switch. Down and up, pulse. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep the hips up. We move into a leg lift and an extend. 8 in total. Keep those hips lifted. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. Roll out those shoulders for a little bit. Release and breathe. Let's work the abs a little bit more before we finish. In a sitting position, hands can start behind the thighs. You're going to tuck that pelvis under, round that spine into a C curve. Try not to let that belly button bulge out. Arms are going to come in front of you, and we're tapping one finger down to the mat as we twist. And you're holding this C curve position. The lower you go, the more work you'll be doing, but have a look down at that belly. Make sure that your ribs are still flat and that belly isn't rounding and pouching out. There should be a bit of a flattening here. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to stay here, and it's a really small pulse in this position. You can do this with hands wrapped across the belly to give you a little bit more support, or with hands behind thighs to take a little bit of the pressure off the abs to make sure you're not bulging out. Otherwise, we're up here and we're pulsing for 15 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Let those knees fall out. Let's stretch it out a bit. Bring your hands behind you and push the chest forward and open. Breathe in this position. As you inhale, feel that chest stretch open a bit more. In and out. One more deep breath in and out. Straighten those legs in front of you. Bring one leg over and across, then twist toward that leg as you hug that knee towards you. Look over your back shoulder for an increased spinal twist stretch. And switch to the other side. Sit up nice and tall, twist, and look over your back shoulder. Now stay in this position, keep that leg there, and just twist the opposite way. As you open up that waist. Switch to the other side. Open chest. And really let the side of your body sink into that stretch. And come back, bring those knees up, clasp your hands behind your thighs, and then round the spine as you tuck the chin in. Sweep those legs behind you to push back into standing. Roll up nice and slowly. Head is the last thing to come up. Just give those shoulders a roll, those hands a bit of a shake. That is our 30-minute workout complete for today. Check out some of our other workouts, which will be out later this week, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you again soon with another video.